yeah.
Welcome back to Rodeo Honey. And we're talking about Christmas on the ranch. We've been looking at these pictures of your interesting Christmas trees.
Yes.
So tell us about picking out your Christmas tree when you had Christmas on the ranch.
Okay, well, we would go to either Tulsa or maybe Coffeyville to where they were selling Christmas trees, and Mother would always want the biggest, the tallest, and the biggest around and everything, and then we would get it home. And if it had a bare spot, she would just have a fit. So she'd make Daddy go buy another tree, and then he would have to put it together and wear it
So
together.
like baling wire?
Yeah, baling wire the tree together so that there weren't any bare spots.
I think that's what happened with this one that kind of looks like a bonsai tree.
Well, that might be. And it was very important that the icicles were hung one by one. If Daddy would throw them, she would go get them off and hand them back to him. And they had
So the
to
icicles are the strings of tinsel, right?
Yes.
Is that what you're calling icicles?
Yes. And they had to be hung one by one, just perfect.
Do you think that he ever just threw them on there to aggravate?
Probably, I'm sure. And as you can see, I got a horse for Christmas that year.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you did. That's nice. I think that was a Trigger.
Trigger could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those were good. So after you get your tree, you guys lived in rural Nowata County. And so that the tree kicked off your Christmas season.
Right.
And then the first present of the season
Came from the country school.
Okay, and so what was that?
Okay, well, the country school was about 6 miles from our house or 7, and we would have a box social, or what they call a pie supper, but it was actually everybody cooked a meal and put it in a box and took it to the school, and they would auction them off to raise money for the Christmas sacks. And Daddy was always the auctioneer, but Mother had to always make everything really fancy. So her box was usually a tray this big around with fried chicken and pie and everything. And then she would threaten Daddy if he didn't buy her box.
And he did.
And he always did, because he knew there would be a high price to pay.
Well, and she was a pretty good cook, too. I mean, to be fair, I'm sure the ladies of Nowata County were all good cooks, but my grandma Barbara, maybe the best.
Oh, yeah.
Best that ever was. Okay,
Yes.
Sorry, everybody else.
Homemade
Maybe the best
rolls.
there was. Yeah. Everything.
So anyway, and so that was how they got the money to buy the Christmas sacks and put together the Christmas sacks for the kids. So all the kids got a Christmas sack.
And what was in the Christmas sack?
There was always an apple and an orange and lots of nuts. And then they had candy in the bulk that they bought at the store. So there would be chocolate and orange slices and all kinds of candy in there.
And it was just in a brown paper sack.
Brown paper sack.
So
yeah.
would they bring that by, or would you go to the school?
They would get it at the last day of school. The kids would
okay.
get it. And
so your sister went there. You were still little.
I was still little. My sister would get it. I guess because Daddy was the auctioneer, I usually always got a sack too.
Exactly. So that kind of brings up, what was your fondest memory, your most memorable time at Christmas that you remember with your daddy?
Well, I think it was just sitting around watching the fire. He usually had a fire built in the fireplace, and we would watch the Christmas lights, and he would have that big bowl of nuts on the table, and he was always cracking nuts, and we would be eating nuts and watching Westerns, and he loved Maverick. That was his favorite show. I think it was because he was such a gambler.
Right, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So he would just sit there and we crack the nuts.
And we'd watch TV and listen to the fire crackle. And
because he wasn't home a lot. So
No.
Christmas was a time that he was home.
He was home. And, at the 1st of January or so, he was leaving to go to Denver.
Right. So this was just a real special time, not just because, it's holiday, but also because he was
there.
He was rodeoing otherwise.
Right.
But he was home at that time.
He was there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Christmas was not any different than any other day in that people stopped by, neighbors, cowboys, And we got out these little dishes because you kind of have a funny story about that, don't you?
Oh yeah, Buck Rutherford used to come quite a bit. He was all around cowboy, all around world champion, I think in 1954. But anyway, he came a lot, and I got a tea set for Christmas. And so I had a tea party, and could you see Buck Rutherford with his little tea set sipping tea?
And your daddy.
And Daddy.
Oh my gosh. But they did.
But they did.
Because they were good guys, weren't they?
They were good guys, and little Eddie Lou wanted them to have a cup of tea.
Did they have to do anything? Did they eat pretend food in the whole?
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
How
How many times?
probably who knows how many times they had to do it that day. Way too many.
Well, he was a good daddy, wasn't he?
He was a good
And
daddy.
Buck Rutherford was a good friend.
He was a good
sport.
friend, and Mother's rolls were worth it.
Yeah. Because and again, she was the best cook all around, wasn't she?
Best cook all around.
Now it's time for my favorite story of Christmas at the ranch.
Well, I'm sure you all are wondering what on earth, and probably nobody's ever seen anything like this because you're not that old, but I am.
Okay?
So this was the turkey or whatever went in there, but our turkey was always so big that you couldn't put the lid on and cook it. So you made your roaster bigger, and then the turkey could fit in there, and then the lid was on top.
And this is the roaster that you had at the ranch.
This is the Tom Turkey Roaster.
Okay? And so,
Okay.
tell us about it.
So anyway, Mother had the turkey all ready to go, and she put it in, all up like this, and Daddy was putting it in the oven, and I ran up and kicked him in the ass. And he says, "What did you do that for?" And I said, "Because you killed Tom Turkey."
Because you guys had a turkey at the ranch.
We raised the turkey.
And he did, in fact,
kill Tom
kill
Turkey.
Tom Turkey. Did you eat
Oh, yes.
Tom Turkey?
I ate Tom Turkey.
And it was good.
It was good.
I would have loved to have seen little Eddie Lou kicking her daddy in the ass for killing Tom Turkey.
Yeah, while he was bent over the oven.
While he was bent over the oven. Oh my gosh. That man must have the patience of Job. I don't know.
He did. He did. I don't know that he ever, I don't ever remember him being angry with me except one time. And that's for another story.
It's because the gates were left open.
Gates. I
And it
didn't leave them.
wasn't your fault.
I
But
didn't
gates
leave.
were left open.
I didn't leave the gate. I just screamed till he came to help me shut the gate.
All right. Again, for another day. Well, from all of us,
To all of you,
have a very merry Rodeo Honey Christmas.
we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to sing. Thank God.
Not me.